Good morning, everyone. Dave from the Wee Hours here, back with some more Founders Fortune. Kind of. Let's load up our saved game here. Here's my save file right here. Oh dear. Can't load the save file. There's been an update. I wonder if there's a problem. That's fine. I have backup save files. No problem at all. I always back up my save files. So, oh dear. So I don't accidentally record over my own save files because that's happened before. How about this one? No. Now, usually this is a hard no from me. I have had this issue with games before. The game updates and burns my save files, and that's a hard no. That's a rage quit moment for Dave. That's I put a lot of work and effort into that, and you just burned it like a piece of paper. So usually this is a hard no from me. But I was having a lot of fun playing Founders Fortune, and it seemed like you guys were having a lot of fun watching it. I'd like to keep Founders Fortune going, and more than a few commenters said, hey, your last colony was doomed, so you may as well give up on that one. I respectfully disagree. I think we could have pulled that out, but I'd like to keep playing Founders Fortune, but the old game is apparently gone. I'm a little ticked off about that, but there it is. I think we are going to start, with your permission, as it were, a new game. We're going to fire up something new, knowing what I now know about Founders Fortune and listening, hopefully, to some of the advice in the comments. I'd like to do kind of a new colony, a season 2, if you will, of Founders Fortune. So let's start this all over again with Bernard here, who, although being allergic to apples and hating fall, is a 2-star doctor. That'll come in handy down the road. Hopefully not immediately, but down the road. And Xenophile loves to get to know all kinds of different people, quick to trust newcomers, doesn't like fighting other factions. We may, given our experience with Founders Fortune, we may take a possibly more diplomatic approach to the Tiki Goblins. We'll see. We'll see how that goes. So you hate fighting. We may not do as much of that as you're worrying about, Bernard. And Robert here. Robert is a 1-star doctor, but a 2-star scholar. And I think those are valuable traits to come in the door with. We know how important research is. Okay, Robert, Bernard, welcome to the team. It didn't end well for the last folks. Let's see what you can do. Well, a little bit of a cramped island here. We've got Tiki Goblins right here. We've got some right here. They're everywhere. Got some right over here. I thought there was another one over here. Yeah, right here too. So there's really nowhere that the guys are going to set up where there aren't Tiki Goblins. You know, nothing that's going to be far away. But where they landed right now, what I immediately see is some cotton here, some apples, some iron ore, some crystals, rocks, everything, healing plants over here. Everything is very, very close by here. This is a good spot for resources. Terrible spot for Tiki Goblins. They're on our north and east flanks here, but great spot for resources. So I think we're gonna go with this. What are we showing up with? 75 wood and not much else. Okay, a little bit of cotton, a little bit of medicine, right? Some food, some apples, some tomatoes. Which one of you hates tomatoes again? I think it's Robert, right? No, it's Bernard who's allergic to apples, but Robert, unfortunately, is an overeater. We're going to try and nip that one in the bud very, very quickly because that is just crippling to food in the winter. Okay, team, we're here. You're chit-chatting to each other. Let's start with the fundamentals. Let's start kicking some trees down with our feet. I've got Robert kicking some trees down. I'm going to get Bernard started on the construction. I've outlined, well, a very basic entry-level building, an entryway kind of thing. Oh, and that fulfilled a wish for you. Good for you, Bernard. You wanted a bucket. Fantastic, Bernard. I'm super pleased that we've been able to fulfill that very minor wish for you. So I've got Bernard working on some construction here. Down the road, this will obviously be more of a kitchen-y area. That's my plan. I'm using the gob walls for no particular reason that I haven't used them before, so we're doing something a little bit different. What is it that you want me to build? Ah, yes, the bonfire. Yeah, you know what? We could certainly use another member of the team. Where do I think this colony is going to go? probably in this neck of the woods over here. So let's throw the bonfire, oh, I don't know, right there is fine. When you get to that, Bernard, in your own time, please. Well, Bernard's got the torch up and running here. Hopefully that will attract someone sooner rather than later. Robert, what's your problem? Why are you not doing anything? Keep cutting trees. We burned through a lot of wood just building this. And I threw some sleeping bags down. Speaking of which, Robert, why don't you take ownership of that? And Bernard, you take ownership of that. There you go. Now you're wicked happy about having somewhere to sleep. No, Bernard, you're really sad. Bernard, what is your problem? You want a chair. Okay, I know there's no floor. If you cut down trees faster, you could have a floor. Oh, Robert, what do you want? You're pessimistic. Yeah, we're going to want to nip that trait in the bud real quick. And there's no floor. Yeah, there is no floor. You're entirely correct about that. You have correctly divined the decorative property of this building. I'm going to have them throw down the research stand. Obviously, I want to get research going sooner rather than later, and there's some crystals right over here. No, we didn't roll in with any crystals, so we're probably going to need a storage spot for that. Where do I think? I can move it all later. You know what? It's all fine. I can totally move it all later. We'll just throw that down there so we can gather some extra crystals. And then, I kind of want one as a forester and one as a scholar. But we'll just sleep through the night and try to figure it out in the morning. Well, Robert's off to have a snack while Bernard's still kicking some trees down. I think we might spin Robert onto research at the moment. Remind me again what's your wait, are you the doctor or the scholar? I don't remember. Hang on, I might have to change jobs with you. No, I was right the first time. Robert's the 2-star scholar. So for right now, why don't you go get some crystals to begin with, because we're not going to do anything until you get some crystals. So go kick some crystals until they fall over and you can put them in the box. That's how research works. Bernard, you just keep doing what you're doing. I think this is valuable. We need lots and lots of wood. That being said, I'm going to go use lots and lots of wood to put the floors down because you're super fussy about that. And that's a really easy negative moodlet that I can kill right now. So what if you had that kind of floor in there? When you get to it, Robert, in your own time. Sorry, Bernard, you're brand new, guys. The last colony didn't have a good life expectancy, so I'm not going to really focus on remembering your names right at this exact second. You know, Bernard has got 4 tiles of the floor constructed, but he's already lost his negative moodlet about having no floor. So I guess, in theory, I could put down 1 tile of floor to take out that negative moodlet, and Bernard would be wicked happy about that, or at least not sad about it. Not so much happy, but not sad about not having a floor, even though one tiny little corner of the floor was the only part that had a floor. Good to know for the future. It is really about blowing all my money on decorative, so I'm totally going to finish the floor, because the building part is what I enjoy most about this game. Not so much the tiki goblins, but we'll learn to cope with those guys. But yeah, good to know I could just do 1 tile of floor, and that would make Bernard and Robert less sad about life. Now, Robert's got some crystals under control here, so I'm going to, why don't you become a scholar just for the time being? I think everyone's job is going to change, and get on farming, like really, really quickly, because winter's going to come. And we'll pick these apples, that's great. You're allergic to apples, that's not so great. We'll gather some other stuff around here, but, we need to get some farming under control sooner rather than later. We need quite a bit of food, especially as one of you is an overeater. I'm kind of hoping that by winter we will have got enough rewards points to take that trait out, but I can't count on that. So let's make sure. Hi! Welcome to the team. I'm so excited you're here. Bernard, absolutely go accept that migrant. I don't even care who they are. I don't even care. We just need a warm body right now, Bernard. Doris! Okay, cool. What do we know about you, Doris? What's your deal? You're optimistic. That's pretty good. You don't have anything yet. We're going to work on that, Doris. We're going to work on that. You're an overeater. 2 overeaters in the colony. That's not so good. We're going to have to get that trait out very, very quickly. And at least one of you. Hopefully both of you. But you're an optimist. That's good. You'll kind of have a permanent mood boost. Well, you won't kind of have a permanent mood boost. You will, in fact, have a permanent mood boost. So, okay, great. Well, welcome to the team. Well, what we mostly need from Doris and Bernard right now is more wood. So get to the cutting of the wood, please. Everybody be cutting wood. Doris, you folks are just teaming up on that, are you? Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Oh, you're gonna continue kicking the tree that you were kicking before. I get it. I see what you're doing there, Bernard. That's cool. Now I'm just gonna give Doris a break from that to go gather some cotton. Otherwise, Doris is not gonna have her own bed, and that will be very sad for Doris. Robert and Bernard got a bed. Doris don't got no bed. Doris, you kind of need to be self-sufficient here in the colony. You need to go get your own cotton and then build your own bed. That's how we do things around here. Now, Doris put together enough cotton here, so let's get her building her own bed. The guys are having a bit of a nap, but Robert is up and back on the research thing. Yes, we in fact are analyzing crystals at the Bookstand game. Thank you very much for asking. Robert is all over gardening like a cheap suit. He is reading the heck out of gardening right now. Bernard is snoring behind him. Oh, Doris is out. Doris is out cold. Okay, you know what? Fair enough, Doris. You've had an exciting first day here. Maybe when you get up, you should pick some apples. Well, next morning, and I gotta give it up to Robert, he researched all night. He did not sleep. He is really interested in gardening and reading about it while standing up for about 12 hours. I want to start getting some more stockpiles down. That would be my ideal. I'd like to get, because we're going to need way more resources than we have right now. So let's get a wood stockpile. Oh, I don't know, kind of anywhere really. I can move them all later. It's fine. Got one for crystals. I also want to get one for stone, because otherwise we can't get any stone. So throw one of those down there. Aha! Farming is unlocked. Oh, Robert, you are a researching machine, sir. Now you're going to be a gardener. So I'm going to start setting the garden up sort of in this direction over here. For no readily apparent reason, I just remember from the first Founder's Fortune that we're going to need a way bigger garden than I think we are. We need a lot of gardening. So I'm going to lay out a whole bunch of tomatoes right now. Thank you. Oh, and look at that. Doris is already on it. Doris, would you like to be a gardener? We can arrange that if you're into that. And then I'm going to lay out some potatoes. I know we can't actually grow potatoes yet, but at some point in time we will. And by some point in time, I mean in the fall, or is it summer? I don't remember. But anyway, they're not in season right now, but they will be. So we may as well plot them out. Doris already wants to build them. Doris, come here. What's your deal, Doris? Are you any good at farming? You're better as a forester. You could be a farmer for right now, though. Maybe we'll keep Robert on the old research thing there. I'm going to wait for Doris to finish building all of this, and then we might spin her into a gardening profession. And Bernard, you're still kicking trees. You are the man. And let's get Robert continuing down the research path with some woodworking, because then we're going to get all sorts of neat things that we need, like the workshop and the tool rack and the weapon rack. Now, I'm not going down a bellicose route here, but I would like to be prepared. Yet, Doris, if you are that keen on gardening, when you're done with these two, you can just go ahead and become a gardener. You can go ahead and become a gardener. I think that's fine. I also want to get these apples picked sooner rather than later, because I noticed already, actually, no, you know what? Go ahead and become a farmer. Just be a farmer for right now. We'll change it later. We'll totally change it later. But yeah, let's make sure I got that correct. Become a farmer. Go sow some tomatoes. When you're done with that, maybe grab some of these apples. But our food stocks are already running low, and that ain't good. Bernard, wait, Doris. Okay, cotton, not high priority, Doris. Good initiative. Good initiative there. I appreciate where you were going with that. Cotton will be important sooner rather than later. You're not wrong, Doris. But priorities here, Doris. Food. Food first, then cotton. I'm going to have them set up another raw food storage as well, because I want to stockpile as much of that as we can for the winter with 2 overeaters in the colony. We're going to need as much as we can. Robert, what are you up to these days? You going to research woodworking? Is that kind of your plan? Yeah, okay, you're going to have a snack, and then you're going to research woodworking. Okay, good call. Bernard, take a break and go gather these apples. Just take a break from the kicking. You're doing real good with the kicking. The kicking foot is just doing fabulous things for the colony, Bernard. But take a break and make sure we can feed ourselves over the winter. And Robert, when you are done with your snack, please get back to research. I would love to get woodworking. And I'm already thinking we don't have enough planted here. I remember how much food we really needed. Let's just get some more going here. I know there's only 3 of us right now, but more has got to be better than less. So Doris, just keep up with the gardening, please. You have taken to kicking apples out of the trees. That's great. Good job. It's working. And you're done. You've kicked all the apples out of the trees. Great job, man. Great job. Where are we at on Jacob? I think we got... Sorry, Robert. Excuse me. Jacob's dead. Jacob was from our last Founder's Fortune, and he was our scholar. That's why I remembered that. Robert, not Jacob. Sorry. Didn't mean to dishonor the dead there. Robert, I think you've got enough crystals. Could you just actually go research? Well, you can go get more later if it really takes your fancy, but let's make sure we're standing up all night reading the book there, Robert. And naturally, we can't get through a little gardening without a few bugs. Okay, Doris, I need your attention, please. Oh, they're all over the place. They're all over the place, Doris. Remove all the... That's all our tomatoes, practically. That's pretty much all our food. Infested... Yeah, I know we're running out of food. It's infested with insects. Okay, we need a plan B here. And by plan B, I mean... finding apples. That's pretty much my plan B at this point. Well, Doris is getting everything replanted, so good job there. Welcome addition to the team. That is probably a good place to call it on Founder's Fortune for today. Do please let me know what you think about Season 2. Is this something you guys want to see? Because I'd like to keep playing it, ideally. I was having a lot of fun with this, and it really bothered me no end when the save files are burned. That really irks me in any game, not just Founder's Fortune, but we were at such a dramatic point of Founder's Fortune, it really hurt me to lose that, frankly. I thought we were going to have a really fun next episode of that, but we can start over. There can be a Season 2 of Founder's Fortune if it's something that you guys feel you want to watch. Do please let me know in the comments what you think. And if the answer is, nah, we're good, I've seen enough Founder's Fortune in my life, that's always an acceptable answer. I just need to know one way or the other. At the end of the day, it's what I want to play and what you want to watch, and somewhere between those 2 points we try to find a happy place. So let me know. And hey, if you enjoyed the video, do please leave a like down below. Good job, Robert, getting the woodworking unlocked. Does cheer me up no end when people do that. And if you're new to the channel, maybe just checking it out for the first time, feel free to hit that subscribe button. See more of this ridiculous nonsense. Until then, I'm Dave. Thank you, as always, for joining me in the wee hours, and we'll see you next time. Robot, how do we rescue you? I don't know how to rescue you. I'm also not sure I ever knew you were a woman. Bugs are inherently stupid, and they get in places and they can't get out. You know what places they get in? Things that are wide open that don't have screens over them. It's a piece of mesh. We figured this out like 100 years ago. What is wrong with the British, the Irish? Is it just a show about foxes all the time? If so, is that some sort of subtle esoteric thing about being a weapons manufacturer, or is it just stuck on the Nature Channel?